Under Plan D, the Haganah began organizing large-scale military operations. The first, Operation Nahshan, took place over 2 weeks in April. The goal of Nahshan was to end attacks on Jewish convoys by clearing out Arab villages on the road to Jerusalem.
The villages were defended in most cases by forces, maybe 30 people, 40 people, who were not trained, who were not organized, were not defended by any trenches or things like that. And the conquest in all the places that I participated was an easy game.
During Operation Nahshan, the Haganah captured the strategically located Arab village of Qastal. The Jewish offensive continued. Haifa was the second largest city in Palestine, and its port served as the main exit point for the evacuating British army. So there were a large number of British troops there.
Well, Haifa was a mountain town, straddled Mount Carmel. The Arab population tended to live down at sea level. So there was a lot of shooting going, sniping, rifle fire, and bombs and things.
واستمر القصف واستمرت الاشتباكات بيننا وبينهم لليهود. بهاي الفترة اليهود دمروا بيت المنجرة اللي كنت أروح ألعب عندها أنا، منجرة بيت حمود. دمروا البناية تبعتهم، دمروها، لغموها ودمروها. بتصور دمروها لأنه كانت أعلى من البنايات تبعت اليهود، فكان يطلع منها قنص واشتباك طاخ.
وجابوا سيارة مفخخة وحطوها عند مطعم وفجروها، وراح 9 قتلى ويمكن حوالي 20 جريح. مثل شغلة هذه السيارة المفخخة هاي ما بنساها أنا، هاي كنت راح أروح فيها أنا.
إجا أبوي أخذنا كلياتنا، أنا وأخوي وولاد عمي وولاد عمتي، ما خلى حدا. يلا شو في؟ قال يلا سكرت المدرسة. أخذنا وإذا في اشتباكات بيننا وبين اليهود.
On April 19th, the British decided to pull out of downtown Haifa. Just hours after the withdrawal was complete on the 21st, the Haganah went into action.
The operation, with its very ominous name, cleansing the leaven. Leaven is the bread that is left before Passover. And as a Jew, you are supposed to clean even the last crumb. Now, if you apply it to people, you understand that the idea is to cleanse every person who lived in Haifa.
The Jewish attack on Haifa was accompanied by a massive, indiscriminate bombardment by mortars. The Haganah also used loudspeaker trucks to broadcast recordings of shrieks, gunfire, explosions, and calls to flee for your lives. This tactic was used in many places by Jewish militias in 1948.
كانت تمشي دبابة ب4 عجال نهشرت، الأولاد الصغار يخافوا، الحريم تخاف، العالم تخاف، كله خداع، لأنه كانوا بس بدهم يخوفونا، يطلعونا، بدهم يطلعونا.
In Haifa, the Jewish attack continued. Unlike in other towns and villages, Haifa's mayor, Shabtai Levi, actually pleaded with the Arabs to stay.
And he said, don't leave, stay here, we want you here, you belong here, don't leave.
But there's no reason for them to believe him. So you had one person pleading for them to say, but what they were hearing from all sides, and they had little to defend themselves with, was that they were going to be massacred.
This British intelligence report describes the attack on Haifa. There was considerable congestion outside the East Gate of hysterical and terrified Arab women and children and old people, on whom the Jews opened up on mercilessly with fire.
We went out near the Haifa airport, what we call the trade school building, and we could see these poor old families, convoys of them, Arabs, cars and vehicles all going up to Lebanon. Very, very sad.
صار يطلعوا بالبحر. احنا رحنا صرنا نجيب بالمراكب نجيب ناس من حيفا على عكا. اليهود عندهم زوارق حربية يضحكوا علينا، يضحكوا إنه شو يعني طلقتين ثلاثة بروح له شيء كذا.
Prior to the war, Haifa had been home to 70,000 Jews and 65,000 Arabs. By May, all but 4,000 of the Arabs had fled the city.
We wanted to intervene in it, but we weren't allowed to. As simple as that. Simple as that.
The Arab city of Jaffa would be the target of the next Zionist offensive. Jaffa was immediately adjacent to the Jewish city of Tel Aviv and home to the other major port in Palestine.
When the clashes started, nobody was prepared to fight in Jaffa. No arms, no militia, no administration, no leadership, no organization.
وباستمرار في الليل إطلاق النار باستمرار من اليهود ومن العرب. يدخل الجيب في وراء 4 مثلا جنود أو عسكر أو المهم معهم أسلحة. كان في منهم يطلق النار عشوائي على الشعب اللي في الطرق يعني هيك.
On the 25th of April, the Irgun launched a major offensive on Jaffa. It had been 2 weeks since Irgun fighters had committed the massacre at Deir Yassin.
I was a company commander on the attack of Jaffa. 600 warriors were in all. The first 2 days, it was a chaos.
Nearly all our neighbors left. I was 16 years old. I told my father, I'm not leaving from here. Why? I'm not leaving from here. We stay here. Either we die here or we live here.
On the first day of the attack on Jaffa, the Irgun commander, Amichai Paglin, had made his objectives clear. To prevent constant military traffic in the city, to break the spirit of the enemy troops, and to cause chaos among the civilian population in order to create a mass flight. On the third day, he succeeded.
يوم بنتساش يعني قعدنا بالجوع بدنا ناكل طلعنا تحت القصف الواحد فاضي ياخذ اكل ولا يهرب بروحه لما بكون نازل الشتاء زي الشتاء القذايف على البيت ايش فاضي يحمل الواحد ما قدرنا نحمل شيء يعني يلا مصريات يقدر يهربوا فيهم
4 or 5 mortars were down in front of our home in the old city of Jaffa. Then my father told me, what are you waiting for? It's only a matter of week time. We can go, we come back.
The people of Jaffa left half by force, I would say. The Etzel used to bomb Jaffa again and again and again. People ran away. We also told from mouth to ear that if the Jews will enter, it will be a terrible slaughter. So they ran away.
فرشتين والحفين وطلعنا بالمركب وكانت والضوء صار يضربوا علينا بال 120 على المركب كمان.
Today, at his home in a refugee camp, Yusuf al-Arwadi still keeps a collection of documents to remind him of his life in Jaffa.
الخريطة تبعت البيت.
After the Irgun attack, Jaffa's pre-war population of 75,000 Arabs would soon be reduced to just 4,100.
It's not easy when you found yourself in a moment, losing everything. Your family, your home, your business, your school, your past, everything, completely. And thrown out in the street to nowhere.
In late April and early May, the Haganah launched a series of additional operations across Palestine. In a few places, Arab fighters managed to organize a strong defense.
And there was one very crucial fight on San Simon, which is a monastery, Jerusalem. We fought and fought and fought, and they were winning. Some of the wounded people were lying there on top of dynamites in case we have to withdraw. We cannot take all of them. They will kill themselves. And then at the end, there was something happened that no one knows what. And they started to withdraw. And that saved Jerusalem.
The Jewish settlements that made up the Etzion block south of Jerusalem fared much worse. An Arab assault destroyed all 4 settlements. 129 Jews died, many of whom were massacred after their surrender. It would be the worst Jewish defeat of the war. But by and large, the final weeks of the British Mandate went in favor of the Jews. By mid-May, 250 to 400,000 Arabs had fled their homes. Between a third and half of all refugees who would leave Palestine during the war left before the British completed their evacuation on May 14th. That same day, the Zionist dream became reality as David Ben-Gurion, the leader of the Jewish people in Palestine, read the Declaration of Independence.
אנו מכריזים בזאת על הקמת מדינה יהודית בארץ ישראל. היא מדינת ישראל.
With the declaration of the state, the Jews of Palestine would now be called Israelis. The Arabs of the country would continue to refer to themselves as Palestinians.